Hey guys, Nate here again with this volunteer tech vlog. I'm not sure if that's the official name, but basically it is. It's a tech. It's a vlog about volunteer technology people that do audio video stuff. I do it for church. Maybe you do it for church. Maybe you do it for something else. But a little bit about the format of this vlog. As I create these videos and watch them back and kind of figure out what I'm trying to do here, I definitely know I want to create content of value that's worthwhile, that's useful for educational purposes, for training, to freely share information with you out there on the internet. And the format, I think, is going to be two types of vlogs, and they're going to be back to back. So in the morning, on the way to church, I'm going to give a little lesson. So this previous lesson, earlier today, I recorded a vlog about microphone level audio versus line level audio. So just a little tidbit of information, a little nugget of knowledge for you. And we also talked about the insert send or insert IO jack on a mixer, and it gave some background there. So that's going to be the drive to church, is going to be a little lesson, a little nugget of information. And now I'm sitting in the parking lot about to drive home, and this is going to be a vlog about my real life experiences in the trenches and what I went through today. So kind of like a live sound, live video vlog about my experiences. So today I've got some interesting things in my little notepad here. We can talk about a sub kick, a homemade sub kick, versus a purpose-built microphone that's designed to pick up a bass drum. ULX transmitter issue. We're going to talk about how different things interact on stage. So a pulpit mic, a cardioid condenser microphone, how that might interact or pick up interference from other sources on stage. Had some issues there. We'll talk about video emergency mode or video transmission mode. And this is kind of a term that I've just made up because we have recently installed, we went to 1080p, dual 1080p 80-inch displays, and we moved away from a single 4x3 projection setup. So we've got the infrastructure in place, we've got the displays up, but we haven't upgraded to Pro Presenter yet. We haven't upgraded our Presenter PC yet, so we're kind of like in this transitional Murky mode where we always get it to work every week, but it's kind of like nothing is locked in. We've got to troubleshoot resolution, so might mention that. We've got a lot of stuff here. I don't know if I can get to it all in this vlog, but we're going to talk about monitor mix jam level versus actual Sunday morning level. So musicians like things to be loud because they want to hear more of me in the monitors. And if they have a rehearsal during the week and they're just rocking out Sunday morning, I come in and I'm the bearer of bad news with like, hey guys, we're way over our dB level, for the house. Like this is not going to be good here. We're going to have to turn down, and it causes all kinds of problems. And let's see, we try to shoot for 85 dB on average, C-weighted. And then, wireless channel not assigned in our software. So, wow, we've got a lot of things to cover here. Keep my list there. I'm going to start driving because that's what this is about. Come for a little ride with Nate, and we'll talk tech. So, the first thing is the sub kick. Yeah, we're not going to get to this list. This list is huge. The first thing is the sub kick. So it's kind of cool. It looks pretty cool. Pastor was doing some research about how you can basically turn a little 6-inch speaker into a microphone, right? Because a microphone and a speaker, they're both transducers, right? They basically do the same thing. A speaker converts an electronic signal into sound pressure, and a microphone converts sound pressure into an electronic signal. So they're basically the same type of device, and what I'm describing here is a dynamic microphone, right? So a dynamic microphone has a coil in it, and it picks up these fluctuations in pressure, and it sends out an electrical signal. So you can fashion a sub kick, is what they call them, out of a speaker and a drum, and they look pretty cool. I do have to say, compared to like a legitimate like D52, like Shure D52 kick drum mic, the sub kick left something to be desired for me personally when I A/B'd the two. And you know, this was just like a do-it-yourself, like let's try to make one of these. So it definitely needs a little bit of tweaking. Didn't really have time to play with it too much because it was like rehearsal this morning, and then we were trying to get all this other stuff figured out. So I'll have to continue my dive into how to build a sub kick and how not to build one and what we can do to optimize it. Maybe it just needs to be EQ'd. I don't know. Definitely an interesting little project. The next thing is the Shure ULX1-M1. So this is like a ULX series wireless transmitter for microphones, and basically we keep everything the same for our wireless microphones, like pretty much from week to week, with not a lot changes with the group and channel assignment. So we're always doing, you know, group 5 channel 2 for this transmitter, group 5 channel 4 for this transmitter. That stuff is all locked down, so we don't have to figure it out every week. And for some reason, it must have been in somebody's pocket, but somebody put it into, somebody reset it eventually, so somehow. So if you hold down the set button, it'll go into configuration mode where you can assign the group and channel number. And for whatever reason, and this was like last minute doing a pastor sound check, and we've got no signal coming through. Okay, why do we have no signal coming through? How do I diagnose this problem? Well, first thing, look at the transmitter. You know, look at the receiver. Do you see signal coming, you know, RF signal, radio signal coming back from the transmitter to the receiver? That was the first clue, and there wasn't any. So, okay, we've got an RF issue. So then you look at the transmitter, and this is like, you know, 10 minutes before we're supposed to start the service. I'm figuring this all out. So this was kind of a rough morning with a few curveballs thrown at me. So we got that figured out eventually, and we were able to reset it. But it's important to, you know, definitely don't do what I did. Make sure you test all this stuff out. Now this is something you really might not think of as something you want to test out ahead of time, because it is the same from week to week to week at a stationary venue. I know there are people that travel around, and your wireless setup is going to be very intricate, very complicated from week to week, because you've got to see what different RF signals are happening at your location and adjust based on, you know, other signals out there in the world. So that was definitely something to take note of. The next thing, so we've got a Sennheiser Pulpit mic, and I know what level this thing needs to be dialed in at, all things equal. Like if I keep my amplifier gain at the same thing from week to week, if I keep my master output for different routing switches at the same level from week to week to week, you know, all things equal, I know what level I can put. I think it's around negative 24 dB on the view meter in the software audio console. I know that that's where you can get good level and you're not going to get feedback, you know, because I've tested this out from week to week. And so what happened this morning was I put that up to the known good level, and I know there can be changes in pressure level, and depending on what season it is, like sound travels at different speeds and reacts differently based on atmospheric changes. So there's going to be a little bit of that, but this thing was like squealing at a known good level, and it really kind of caught me off guard, because after you do this for a while, you kind of just get into these routines and these habits, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every week, right? I mean, I'm not saying you should put tape on your physical faders and never go above a certain level, you know, not that crazy about it, but, you know, just generally have a general ballpark idea of what good levels sound like to achieve, you know, 85 dB in the house when you're standing at the back for a band, or, you know, 68 dB or 70 dB for just speech reinforcement. You want to just have these kind of ballpark things and how to achieve these ballpark levels. And so what I found was I had not muted all the other sources of the band. I had opened up the Pulpit mic, but the band was still up on stage. They were going to do a new song after the announcement. Not a new song, they were going to do another song after the announcement. And the Pulpit mic was squealing a little bit. Just not like full out feedback, but just kind of like just on the cusp, on the precipice of ringing. Like most people probably realize it, but a trained audio technician or sound engineer would definitely realize this is not good. Something is wrong. And something as basic as just muting all the other sources on stage made the problem go away. So I didn't have a chance to completely isolate every channel and figure out what was interacting negatively with the Pulpit microphone. It could have been the sub kick. I don't know. That was a homemade do-it-yourself device. I've never played with it before. It's got no spec sheet. It's an open diaphragm thing, so that could have been part of it. But anyway, muting everything else and just keeping that one channel open made all the problems go away. What was the next thing? Video emergency mode. So I talked about this a little bit. Our video, we're transitioning from standard def 4x3 single projection setup to dual 1080p projection, LCD screens. So it's a completely different setup. We've got a DVI distribution amp that is sending signal to actually 3 display locations, 2 in the main sanctuary on flanking left and right of the sanctuary, and 1 in an overflow section. So the same 1080p video signal is getting distributed over HD-based T transmitters, over shielded Cat6 that can support high bandwidth, high megahertz video. And so the problem is the old school presentation projector that we had could not output 1080p. Well, it could, but we didn't have a monitor. We had a 4x3 monitor because we had a 4x3 screen. And so anyway, the presentation PC just wasn't set up to do it. It just couldn't be done. So we're kind of in this like few week transition mode with our video setup, and that presents some challenges because we'll get a request, hey, can you play this video off of YouTube? And that's normally no problem. Like once we get our Pro Presenter 5 system set up, and we get our our new PC that can do dual outputs and can handle the resolutions that we need, we're gonna be cooking, man. We're gonna be using our TriCaster, and it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna be able to do a lot. But something as simple as just playing a YouTube video back was very challenging. Actually, we couldn't even get it going with audio because we were just using a laptop that one of our volunteers brought in. And when you use a laptop and you're outputting HDMI through the laptop, here's what the problem was. We had no way to get audio from that laptop into our audio distributor, our mixer, our house audio mix, because that laptop was forcing the audio to be through the HDMI output with the video, which seems like something you'd want until you don't want it, and then you have to troubleshoot an OS thing, something with Windows, or a video card thing to try to still maintain analog audio out and digital video, and it's just a pain in the neck to try to figure that out last minute. And there's ways you can do it, but we just weren't able to do video playback this morning because we had a very basic setup. Like I said, video emergency mode or video transition mode is what we were operating in. And you know what? This vlog has concluded. I've gone too far, but I think I covered pretty much the brunt of it. I didn't get to the channel assign thing. That was just in Software Audio Console. There was a channel. There was a new template that was created, and the channel assignments weren't set in the matrix. That's something that should be consistent. Like input 1 on the physical audio analog to digital converter should be assigned to input 1 in the software. Physical input 2 should be assigned to virtual input 2, etc., etc., etc. And for some reason there was a typo, and that didn't happen. So one of our wireless channels also was not working. But not because it was an RF problem. This was now not working because there was an assignment issue with the video. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this info helped. I will continue with a new nugget of information the next time I am on duty. And I think I like this format. We'll see how it goes.